A very, very wonderful evening to all of you, friends. A very, very good evening to all of you. Welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep, the most comprehensive preparation app for all exam. Friends, in this session, wherein we are running a series of classes on legal reasoning, that is important legal maxim. In this session too, I shall be dealing and speaking to you about some of the very, very important legal maxims that a student who is preparing for CLAT and other law entrance examination must be aware of. So a very, very good evening to all of you, friends. Okay, so I see a number of students have already joined me. There are around 15 of us right now. I hope that more and more students do join me during the course of this session. Yeah, yes, Nikita, absolutely. Please ask your question. Okay, so guys, today we are going to talk about some very, very important legal maxims which will play an important role insofar as your preparation for this particular entrance examination is concerned. Now, before I move on with the class, I'm sure that most of you are aware of, those who are preparing for CLAT 2024, that the consortium of NLUs have already started with the form. Okay, so the CLAT form is out. Yes, please do not be in a hurry right now to fill the form because the last date is a little far. So I would rather say that, okay, you must definitely sit for CLAT 2024, those of you who are preparing for it, but do not fill the form right now itself. Okay, you have a lot of time. We will have a detailed session on how to fill your CLAT form. Okay, so do keep in your mind. Okay, yes, Nikita, to answer your question, what is the difference between a legal term and a legal maxim? Now, legal term and a legal maxim is more or less the same. Okay, legal maxim or a legal term are used to depict a particular principle of law, right? So we have various Latin terms. They are also legal terminologies or legal maxim. Okay, so you have most of them which gives you an idea about a particular principle of law, and that is what we understand by legal term or a legal maxim. Okay, okay, fantastic. Okay, hi to all of you. Okay, so guys, let's begin with today's session. Let's begin. Okay, without much ado, let's begin. Now, before I begin, BYJU'S Exam Prep brings to you a CLAT 2024 comprehensive course in which we are providing you with 300 plus recorded videos across 5 sections, 300 hours of live classes, 35 mock tests for CLAT and other law exam along with video solutions, monthly e-magazine for current affairs, and the entire content is based on the extensive analysis of the last 5 years of CLAT question paper. Now, BYJU'S Exam Prep also brings to you a great opportunity where you can unlock your 3-day free trial access to all our courses. All you need to do is, the link is given in the description box below. Go over there, click on the link. You just need to enter your mobile number and then start your free trial. Get it done today itself. Now, so let's start. The first legal maxim: actus me invictus, factus non est mens actus. What does it mean? An act done by me against my will is not my act. Now, suppose, for example, suppose Mr. A kidnaps my son. my brother, my wife, my husband, and tells me that, look here, if you do not help us in robbing the bank, I am going to kill your sister, your brother, your husband, your mother, your wife. Now, of course, I am forced to do something against my will. The law presumes that if I am doing an act, if I am doing something which is not by my free will, it is not my act under the law. So, अगर कल मेरे को कोई फोर्स करता है कुछ इलीगल एक्टिविटी करने के लिए, और फॉर एग्जाम्पल मेरा बहन को किडनैप कर लेता है, मेरा भाई को किडनैप कर लेता है, मेरा वाइफ को किडनैप करता है, मेरा हस्बैंड को किडनैप करता है, मेरा फादर को किडनैप करता है, मेरा मदर को किडनैप करता है, और बोलता है कि अगर आप ये इलीगल एक्ट नहीं करेंगे तो मैं इनको गोली मार दूंगा. सो the law says an act which is done by me against my will is not my act, because Mensriya, as you know, is one of the most important facet in criminal law. Now, if I am forced to do something, if there is a kind of a force, both physical or mental force, if there is any kind of force that operates against me to do something which I am not doing out of my free will, you are not doing that under your free will, can you be punished for that act? The answer is simple no. Am I clear? Did you all understand? All of you, please tell me. Did you all understand? Whatever you do, if you are doing something against your will, under any kind of force or any kind of pressure, the law says that although you have done something which is against your will, that will not be considered as an act done by you. Is that clear, everyone? Simple, very simple. Moving on. I hope you understood that. Moving on. The next one is the defense under criminal law. It's a defense. Now, what is this defense called? Alibi. The defense of alibi in criminal law means at another place. Now, suppose there is an allegation against a particular individual. Suppose there is an allegation against a particular individual that Mr. A has committed a crime in Delhi on, suppose, 7th of July 2023. Now, suppose there is an allegation against Mr. A that Mr. A has committed a crime on 7th of July 2023. And suppose Mr. X in his defense says that, the allegation says that on 7th of July, I was in Delhi and have committed a crime. But if Mr. X can prove that on 7th of July, mind you, he was not in Delhi but was in London, that is a complete defense. How can he do something in which, now, for example, he can show evidence that, I had booked a hotel, I had checked into a hotel in London on 7th of July. If that individual, Mr. X, can prove that Mr. X was not in Delhi on the day in which there is an allegation against him that he has committed a particular crime, that is called an alibi. That is what we understand by the term alibi. Am I clear to everyone? So, alibi simply is a defense under criminal law, which categorically means that an individual against whom there are certain allegations that he has committed at a particular place, but he was not there at that place on that very date. Have I made myself clear to everyone? Have I made myself clear to every one of you? Any questions, any clarification if you require, you are most welcome to, any questions, any doubts, please. Okay. If you have any kind of query, you can write down in the chat box. I can see your chat box. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Fantastic. Okay. Let's move ahead then. Let's move ahead in case you have no doubts. Okay. Fantastic. Let's move ahead. Let's move ahead. Okay. Let's move ahead. Okay. Yeah. The next important legal maxim is caveat vendetta. Now, who is a caveat vendetta? Now, this is a particular principle that is very much used in law of contracts. So, here is a particular legal maxim which is very predominantly used in contract law. Now, when you are buying or selling a particular goods in the market, the seller of the goods must be aware of what he is selling. I'll give you a simple example. Suppose tomorrow you go to a shop, a stationery shop, and you want to buy a notebook, right? A piece of notebook. You tell the man, the seller over there, I want to buy a notebook. Single lined. Now, if you turn, do you have a notebook right now? Does any one of you have a notebook right now? Any notebook, right? Go एकदम उस किताब को एकदम उल्टा कर दीजिए और देख लीजिए पीछे लिखा है मैन्युफैक्चर्ड बाय सो एंड सो, नंबर ऑफ पेजेस 200, 150, single lined, MRP 100 rupees. Example. I don't have a notebook right in front of me, but generally when something is sold in the market, the manufacturer makes it a point to say very categorically what is that very product. Now, suppose you go to a shop and you want to buy a watch. What is the diameter of the watch? Is it leather strapped or is it steel strapped? Everything in detail is mentioned. Who is the manufacturer? Is it made out of steel or is it made out of copper? Is it made out of bronze? Everything is stated very categorically, right? So that all the informations are provided by the seller of the goods. So, caveat vendetta simply means let the seller be aware of the goods that he or she is selling. Am I clear, everyone? The seller of the goods must know what he or she is selling in the market. That is called caveat vendetta. Am I clear? So guys, if you're liking this session, do press the like button and share this session. Do not forget to share this session, guys. The next one. Communis, hostis, hominum. There are certain common enemies. For example, terrorism. Terrorism is a common enemy for everyone on earth. For example, black money. It's a common enemy for all. So there are certain common enemies of the humankind. For example, terrorism. So communis, hostis, hominum simply means that these are common enemies of all, a common enemy of every individual. Now, terrorism does not discriminate between A, B, or C. Now, if there is a terrorist attack It does not care whether a child is injured, or a man is injured, or a woman is injured, or whether a Hindu is killed or a Muslim is killed, whether anybody, right? It does not. It indiscriminately kills a lot of people. Now, that is the concept of a common enemy. Now, Bin Laden was a terrorist. He was killed, right? Now, a person who is doing terrorism, a person who is engaged in black money, a person who is engaged in counterfeit of currency, they are common enemy of every man, every woman, right? So that is what is meant by this particular legal maxim. Absolutely, Garima. Corruption, that is what I said. Corruption, yeah, these kind of things, yeah. Black money, corruption, these are common enemies to every human being. Am I clear, everyone? Am I clear to everyone? All of you? Okay, brilliant, brilliant. Great to see that. Great to see your responses. Brilliant. Now, next one is factum probandum. Certain facts, suppose there are certain allegations against a particular individual. Certain facts are required to be proved in a court. The facts on which there is certain allegation is required to be proved in a court of law. तो कल अगर आपके अगेंस्ट में कुछ एलिगेशन है, कल अगर आपके अगेंस्ट में किसी भी प्रकार का एलिगेशन है, the police or the state has to prove beyond reasonable doubt those facts based on which there are certain allegations. आपको मैं कुछ भी अलेज कर सकता हूं, आप भी मेरे बारे में कुछ भी अलेज कर सकते हैं, but the court has to prove it. It has to be proved before the court. By who? By the state, by the police or the investigative agency, right? So जिस फैक्ट्स के ऊपर आपके अगेंस्ट में किसी भी प्रकार का एलिगेशन है, वो सब फैक्ट्स को तो प्रूव करना पड़ेगा ना, उसको कहते हैं factum probandum. Am I clear? Factum probandum means facts which are required to be proved in a court of law, based on which there are certain allegations against you. Now, suppose there is an allegation against me that, I have caused nuisance by playing loud music. The fact that I have played loud music has to be proved in the court. Can the judge say, oh, I don't know whether you have played or not, but there is certain allegation, I will hold you guilty? Can the judge say that? No. These facts needs to be proved. Moving on. The next one, in personam. In personam means it's a proceeding in which you are asking relief against a particular individual. Now suppose there is a property dispute between Mr. A and Mr. Y, Mr. B. Mr. A and Mr. B, there's a property dispute. Mr. A goes to the court against Mr. B. Now, what is Mr. A doing? He is seeking a kind of a relief against Mr. B. That is called in personam. Now, there is something called in rem. Now, suppose there is a will. Okay, my father writes a will that after my death, all my property shall bequeath to my son, Mr. A. Now, based on the will, I go to the court and ask for a probate. I am the owner of my father's property against the entire world. That is in rem. But in personam means if you are asking any kind of relief against one specific person or two specific individual or a group of specific person, that is called in personam. In personam means, yes, Nikita, you are correct. Factum probanda or factum probandus are the same thing. Yeah. In the last one, I missed your chat. Yeah, Nikita. So in personam, the word in personam means if you are asking a kind of a relief against one or a group of particular individual who can be identified. Am I clear? Am I clear, everyone? Okay, good. Moving on to the next one, novation. Now this legal term, now suppose there is a contract between me and Mr. A and Mr. B. Suppose there is an agreement or a contract between A and B, and we are not satisfied with the terms of the contract. Neither A nor B, both of us are not satisfied with the terms and condition of the contract. We want to replace the existing contract with something new, with a न्यू कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. एक पुराना कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है, एक एग्जिस्टिंग कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है. हम लोग दोनों चाहते हैं कि ये कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हट जाए और एक नया कॉन्ट्रैक्ट आना चाहिए. इसको कहते हैं नोवेशन. अ न्यू कॉन्ट्रैक्ट which replaces an existing contract. A new contract which replaces an older or an existing contract. Am I clear? ठीक है, सभी को समझ में आ रहा है? तो एक एग्जिस्टिंग कॉन्ट्रैक्ट तो है, उस एग्जिस्टिंग कॉन्ट्रैक्ट को हटा के एक नया कॉन्ट्रैक्ट आप लाना चाहते हो, उसको कहते हैं नोवेशन ऑफ ए कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. Is that clear? Is that clear, everyone? Okay. Next one. Nullum crime sine legi. Nulla poena sine leg. I'll tell you. See, these are Latin terms, Latin terminologies which are very difficult to pronounce also to an extent. Okay. Now, what does this term means? Let me just explain to you. Now, suppose the criminal law does not, for example, the criminal law in India does not punish, for example, murder. For example, suppose, of course, the criminal law punishes murder. Now, suppose the criminal law does not punish murder and a person commits murder. Can he be punished under the law? Can he be punished under the law? What is the answer? I want every one of you to give me the answer in the chat box. If murder is not a crime, suppose example, today, and a person commits a murder today, can he be punished? No, he cannot be punished under the law because the law is silent on it. Now, suppose for a particular offense, there is no punishment. Can the court prescribe a punishment? The answer is no. So, for an act to be crime, it must be predetermined by law. The law must say that if you do a kind of an act, this act, that is called murder. If you kill someone, that is murder, which is punishable, and the punishment is XYZ. If the law is silent, can a person be punished? Can you punish a person without a law prescribing that act to be punishable? The answer is simple no. And that is the meaning. Am I clear, all of you? Do you all understand? I hope I'm making myself abundantly clear to each and every one of you. Okay. Now, these are very, very important maxims, and I want, see, these are certain legal terms, legal maxim, which speaks of a particular principle of law, and that is what is very, very important for all of you to understand. Because in your CLAT examination, you might be faced with all these kind of maxims in your, or these kind of legal terminologies or legal terms in your passages. Keep that in your mind. Moving on to the next one. Persona non grata. A person who is not welcomed. Now suppose, I'll give you an example. Azhar Masood, right, is an international terrorist. He has applied for a visa to India. He wants to visit India. Will he be allowed? Will the Indian government welcome him? No, he will not be welcomed. That is called persona non grata, a person who is not welcomed by a country. Now, this is a particular principle which applies in international law. It's a principle which applies in international law, where a person is not welcomed. A person who one country thinks, I am not going to entertain you, right? Am I clear? Now, for example, if today President Zelensky of Ukraine wants to travel to Russia, will the Russian government issue a visa to President Zelensky? No. A man who is not welcomed. I'm just giving you an example, right? Did you understand the basic meaning of it? एक इंसान जो दूसरे कंट्री में एक्सेप्टेबल नहीं है, he is not welcomed. ठीक है? Is that clear? All of you? Is that clear? Everyone? ठीक है? कोई डाउट? Okay. Moving on. Res judicata pro veritere Aptitude. Now, generally we consider, judgments might be right, might be wrong. Now, judgments are given by judges. And judges are also human beings at the end of the day, whether you agree or not. Supreme Court का जज, High Court का जज, Trial Court का जज, ये तो सब इंसान होते हैं. Of course, इंसान गलती कर ही सकता है. There is no doubt about it. But generally, it is stated that when a judge has given a judgment, all the parties must accept it till it is overruled by a larger bench. देखिए, हाई कोर्ट का जजमेंट बहुत बार सुप्रीम कोर्ट ओवररूल करता है, बट till the time a judgment is not overruled, it is deemed to be perfect and correct. Till the time it is overruled. Overrule तो कर ही सकता है लार्जर बेंच, हायर कोर्ट भी ओवररूल कर सकता है. Am I clear? समझ में आया सभी को? So the pure understanding of this is the fact that a judgment, unless and until it is overruled, is correct. Am I clear? Is clear? Is that clear, everyone? Okay, moving on. Next one. At poena ad pecuos mutus ad omis prevention. Now, generally there is a law which says that, what is the understanding of punishment? Why should punishment be given to a person? Now, there's a lot of theory on it. Now, let me tell you that theory, because that's very, very important. Now, एक इंसान अगर क्राइम करता है, उसको पनिशमेंट क्यों देते? लोग बोलते हैं कि अरे पनिशमेंट देंगे तो इस दुनिया में पूरा क्राइम हट जाएगा. अरे 100 साल से मर्डर का पनिशमेंट डेथ पेनल्टी है. मर्डर कम हुआ है. पूरा दुनिया को पता है रेप करने से पनिशमेंट होता है, जेल जाते हैं लोग, रेप बंद हुआ है? नहीं। बट द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ पनिशमेंट, वेट, द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ पनिशमेंट सेज punishment should be given so that the society is afraid. एक फियर होता है ना। कल अगर मर्डर का कोई पनिशमेंट नहीं है, सपोज देयर इज नो पनिशमेंट फॉर मर्डर, नाइदर यू और आई विल बी अलाइव इन दिस वर्ल्ड. सो पनिशमेंट एक ना फियर फैक्टर डालता है कि मैं वो हरकत नहीं करूंगा. चोरी का पनिशमेंट होता है. आप अगर कल बोलते हैं कि अरे चोरी का कोई पनिशमेंट नहीं होगा, कल आप आपके घर में क्या सुरक्षित रह सकते हैं? विल यू बी एब्सोल्युटली सेफ इन योर प्रीमाइस? द आंसर इज नो. द आंसर इज सिंपल नो. And that is why it is said that punishment may come to few, but the fear of it should affect all. Am I clear? Am I clear to everyone? Okay. So guys, if you're liking this session, do press the like button and share this session with your friends. The next one. Salus populi est suprema lex. It means safety, security of the people is supreme. And the country or the state can do anything and everything to protect its population. Now, बिन लादेन को पाकिस्तान में घुस के मारा था US Navy SEALs. So there was a place called Abbottabad in Pakistan where Bin Laden was hiding, right? He was an international terrorist. He was declared as an international terrorist after the 9/11 attack, World Trade Center attack. Now, so the principle over here that, US says, the safety of my countrymen is supreme and I will do anything and everything to protect my country, my people. All of you, are you all with me? So the safety of the people is the supreme law of the land. Am I clear, everyone? सभी को समझ में आ रहा है क्या? नहीं, आधे लोग सो गए. Okay, fantastic. The next one, res nullis. There are certain property that belongs to no one. I'll give you. Now suppose this is India, right? Okay, this is India. And this is Pakistan. This is India. And this is Pakistan. Now, if you go over here and if you, enlarge this place, if this is the border, there is something called no man's land. 1 kilometer here, 1 kilometer here. This is also no man's land. 1 kilometer here, 1 kilometer here, for example. This is called no one's property. Nobody's property. It does not either belong to India, neither does it belong to Pakistan. Am I clear? Did you all understand? So, res nullis means no one's property. No one. It does not belong to A, neither it belongs to B, neither it belongs to C. Nobody's land or no one's property. Am I clear? So I'm just explaining you with examples so that you understand all these important legal maxims. We are running a series of these sessions. If any one of you have missed any of these sessions, do go through them. These are very, very important. Okay, am I clear, everyone? Did you all understand? All of you? Okay, fantastic. So guys, Before I say tata goodbye to you all, BYJU'S Exam Prep brings to you CLAT 2024 comprehensive course. We are providing you with 300 plus recorded videos across 5 sections, 300 hours of live classes, 35 mock tests for CLAT and other law entrance examination along with video solutions, monthly e-magazine for current affairs, and the entire content is based on our extensive analysis of the last 5 years of CLAT question paper. BYJU'S Exam Prep brings to you this great opportunity to unlock your 3-day free trial access to all our courses. Go to the link in the description box below and just enter your mobile number. You can start your free trial today. So guys, before I end, do like this session, do subscribe to our YouTube channel, do follow us on our Instagram, do like our Facebook page. Do join our Telegram channel. We provide you with a lot of updates every day. And those of you who haven't downloaded our app, get it downloaded today. It's very, very important. We are providing you with a lot of important stuff out there. So do not forget that. So guys, with this, we come to the end of this session. Thank you very, very much. God bless you. All the best. Stay home, stay safe, stay healthy. Bye-bye. I hope you understood today's session. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. Take care.